Yo, you ready?
Time for some fucked up shit.
Gonna sound real stupid.
You have entered the Yamnation.
3, 2, 1.
Man, oh man. Oh, good Lord, I love that song. Thank you, Last Day Living. You can find them on Facebook, Reverb Nation. Check them out on YouTube. They got some dope videos. They're on tour right now. Let me give you a little backstory on what today's episode is all about. Originally, I had an idea for an Ask a Muslim segment. It's supposed to be very lighthearted, funny type. Ask them about this, ask them about that. But once we got to talking, I saw that there was so much misinformation about Muslims. So it turned into a whole podcast. We talked about it all. So I had a couple guests, Omar Ali Elmokashfi, Ibn Tamir Abdul Mutakabbir, and Dustin Hooven. So yeah, we kind of hit all over the park, and it really turned out into something amazing, and I'd like to share that with you guys now. So without further ado, DJ, spin that shit! All right, so I'm lucky enough to have such a wide variety of friends that I'm blessed with a couple Muslims in my life. One of them's name is, do you want me to use your real name?
Sure. I mean, I'm not hiding from nobody.
You're not on any lists?
Not that I know of.
All right, so go ahead and state your name and your full Muslimic name, please.
Muslimic. So, my name is Omar Ali Elmokashfi first.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
All right, and you, sir?
My name is Ibn Tamir Abdul Mutakabbir.
That's awesome. Can I ask a stupid question? And this is just straight from me. I'm sure you were named all that at the birth. Is that your birth name?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I ask out of a position of ignorance because the only true depth I know about it is people converting to that belief system, and they change their name at that point.
You got it. That's good you asked that question because I'm second generation. My parents are the ones who actually converted.
Really?
Yeah.
What is, in your opinion, the most common misconception that people have when they hear the word Muslim? What's mostly closely associated with it?
Terrorist. That's always it.
That sucks. Same with you?
No, actually, I thought all Muslims were Arabs. I get that.
Yeah.
Surprised that African American.
I didn't want to be the first one to crack that nut, but I'm going there next. So, yes, please dispel that, Ibn, because to me it's kind of like Jewish. Some people say they're born Jewish, or that's who they are, just like being black. And some people say that Judaism is a religion that you can convert to. So is it one or the other? Does it has to be one or the other?
No. Islam is a religion, and it's not exclusive to any race. So Arabs that's the culture, that's the region that
they're the pure bloods.
Well, that's
like Blade.
That's the culture, that's the region where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from, but that doesn't make it like in Judaism you have to be one of your parents a Jew for you to be a Jew.
Oh, okay. What is something that you have had to personally dispel?
Well, when you run into evangelists, or people that want to do missionary work on you. Sometimes in social settings, you never know when it's going to happen. It's like secret missionary people. You get in a conversation with somebody, and then all of a sudden they find out you're a Muslim, and they want to convert you right then and there, right?
Yeah.
So you get the
they become instant witnesses.
Yes. You get the quote I hear all the time of would you be a Muslim if you weren't raised that way? What tell people is that even though I was raised this way, my grandmother's a Christian. She gives me Christmas gifts. I'm 35 years old. She still gives me Christmas gifts, and I accept them because I'm not going to turn a gift down. It's actually bad. It's actually bad Muslim etiquette to turn down a gift.
It's bad human etiquette.
Bad human etiquette.
That's called free stuff.
Yeah. But that's something I would want to dispel. A lot of people, especially in the West, I say the West like I'm not from here. I'm saying in the U.S., in this country, people are not ignorant to other cultures because America is a melting pot.
Yeah.
Unless you come up in the
South. Where we're at.
The South is surprisingly more diverse than the Midwest. You know, in some places, there's some places where little white kids. Can I say that, Dustin? There's places where little white kids never even had a conversation with a black person.
Listen. Just in case you people are wondering, we have a token white guy just off mic who both of my Muslim guests can reach out to and see if something's allowed in the white arena. And you'll hear him from time to time in the background conferring with the judges, and he mostly is a good one.
My mom was Southern white. You know, she was raised Baptist, something like that. One of those Christian things.
Yeah, Southern Baptist.
Yeah, you know. She's like full-fledged Muslim with the head wrap and no bacon or pork or any of that, and the whole nine. So,
all right, I want to get into that. All right, what mic are you on? You're in, son of a bitch.
Turn them on.
Yeah,
Do I have to push the on?
No.
Yes.
All right. Does Allah love all animals,
yeah.
Yes.
including pigs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you not allowed to eat pork then? I understand the whole it's unclean, but can you please honestly break that down to layman's terms and not just give me a bunch of scripture? You know, it's unclean because it's filled with shit, and you know, tell me.
Well, that's not the first answer I give you.
Okay.
The reason why I don't eat pork is because God says not to eat pork.
Okay. God or Allah?
Allah,
It's a serious question.
Allah is
I'm
God
sorry.
in Arabic.
Yeah, that's a good
okay.
question because I say God because we're speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say God for lack of better words. To me, Allah is God.
Okay, excellent. So, why no pork?
Because God said so.
Because God said so?
Yes.
Well,
All right.
my understanding, the same reason that we don't eat dogs and monkeys was the bad jinns were put into those animals.
Now you're talking about the bad, like Wishmaster jinns?
Now we got to explain jinns.
I mean, I know
Jinns
jinn
are-
from the Wishmaster.
Jinns are from pretty much everybody uses that phrase. And
How would you
You just don't know.
How would you swap it in the Christian religion?
Is that like,
Demons?
is that like
Bad spirits, bad
Okay,
demons.
excellent.
Yeah.
Bad spirits. Okay,
Yeah. Well, not bad. There's good and bad.
Yeah.
jinns.
there's good and bad
Yeah.
jinns.
So spirits of all sorts.
Okay.
kind
Now
of like
these-
midichlorians?
The bad jinns, the spirit of the negativity went into those animals specifically.
Okay, those animals, pigs. What else?
Monkeys, dogs.
So you guys can't eat monkeys or dogs,
No, I mean,
even if you're starving.
If you're starving, yeah.
yeah. If
Okay.
you're trapped on an island with Tom Hanks, and the only thing there is a pig. I mean, yeah.
After Tom Hanks, you eat the pig, right?
Exactly.
All right.
There's always a loophole with the laws. Okay, like when you ask, what if you're starving? And the only thing that'll keep me sustained is a piece of bacon, I'm going to eat the piece of bacon. Okay?
I mean, every religion's got the thing, you know, if you kill yourself, you're going to hell. So if you forcibly starve yourself because you think you're not going to eat that pork, you're technically killing yourself, in which case, you know, eat it and don't die.
Can I address the elephant in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we can't eat dogs, monkeys, and pigs.
Right.
What about pussy?
Oh, my God.
We want to know.
Well, if you want to, if you...
Is it kosher?
Wrong religion.
All right. So do we need to address this question over here?
I'm pretty sure the answer is go for it. I mean, because, you know, any deity was a man. That's all I'm saying.
Not Shiva.
That's why she had so many arms.
You guys...
Okay. Quick. All right. Let's get back to it.
There's nothing saying not to. Okay? The only thing that is... This
You know, you get to a certain point in the religion when you start saying things like, "Well, it doesn't say not to."
doesn't say not to. Well, look, I mean, when you're married, they're saying that you enjoy your spouse.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
the way you want to enjoy your spouse. Okay, but the limit is, and I'll put this out there because it's a book that I have. The limit is sodomy.
stuff.
Sodomy, yeah.
Okay, so that's what's considered sodomy, butt stuff.
What do you say?
I'm just asking for a clear definition.
The butt
here.
stuff.
Okay, butt stuff is
It's
Anal
sodomy.
where,
play.
it's where the line is drawn.
All right.
Did not know that. I always wondered what
man.
sodomy was.
Muslim religion and me do not get along right
man.
there. what's this about you're allowed 4 wives, but not 5?
You can have as many as you can take care of, but you have to be able to take care of all of them equally. And they all have to have their own house. You know, it's all separate families.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now, here's the question. If you are a multi-millionaire Muslim man and you have a wife, does she have to be okay with you getting another one?
It's a good question. You're asking questions that Muslims ask other Muslims.
Well, it's
because
honestly,
it's a hot topic.
I would rather not wonder. I got Muslim friends. Why not fucking ask? Right?
I mean, first of all, what woman's going to talk back to her husband in those countries? Seriously. What woman's going to be like, no, you can't have another wife? She can't spend that much on her own.
Okay, so the women really don't have a say, and if they did, they probably wouldn't say no because, I mean, hell, if a millionaire man wants to take care of me.
Exactly.
I think
I'll be one of 8. Who cares?
I already said sodomy's okay.
Oh, goodness. Now look. Of course, it would be the right thing to do to tell your wife you want another one.
Yeah.
It's not like a Muslim husband should keep it a secret that he wants another wife, or even keep it a secret that he has another wife.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other issue right there amongst Muslims, because some will go and get another wife and not even tell their first wife. Everything is judged by your intention. Okay. Now in the Quran, it actually talks about having multiple wives, but the reason for it to be fair to orphans. So an ideal situation would be a man feels sorry for a woman who's single and has to take care of children on her own, and he takes on that other wife to assist in the family and not for his sexual desires. That's what the content of it is, in the Quran.
That's what it was originally intended for.
Right.
Now, could he turn it into like a menage?
I mean, no, not a menage.
Is that allowed?
No.
If you got
no, you can't have
you can't have them all in one bed one night a week.
No. They need their own space.
They get their own house.
Now, is there something directly against it?
So I was thinking, is there something saying that you can't?
Yeah.
Okay. What if they were into that thing?
No.
They could be, but
like I said, there's varying opinions amongst the scholars. Yeah. I agree with the scholars that say the women should have their own space.
Does the Muslim religion recognize issues like multiple personality disorder, autism, things like that?
These days, yeah. Mm-hmm. The old days, no. I mean, if you had any kind of disability, you were everybody. Yeah, everybody was just, you were cursed.
Well, before science came along,
that's how it was across everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, if someone with multiple personality disorder, every one of those personalities has different religions. If one of them's a Muslim and they die, which one will be judged?
I don't even know how to answer that question, man.
It's said that when you die, every part of your body, and I know you're going to run with a tangent on this one, but every part of your body is judged.
Yeah. Well, he said, "Oh boy, you're right."
It's the truth. I mean,
they're saying that your body will speak against you. And I know you're right. No, you're thinking
your body will speak against you.
Your body.
This body's got tails, and it will betray me on Judgment Day.
Well, it's kind of like if you ever heard people say the statement, "If these walls could talk."
Yeah.
Think about it like that. If your body could witness everything you've done and everything you've seen against you, you won't be able to tell it to shut up.
She didn't even have teeth. Oh, that's bad. Now, I would ask this question to any religion. Why does Allah hand out infinite punishment for finite crimes? There's nothing that you can do that should incur an infinite punishment.
Because I'm glad you asked that, because in Islamic theology or thinking,
no, I'm kidding.
We are taught to stay away from the major sins, that you repent for the minor sins that you might do. What are major sins? You like murder, fornication, adultery, lying, cheating. Those are like major sins.
And you can wrap all those up in one bad night's decision.
Oh yeah, all those, right? All of that, right?
Think about that.
Who
It's
made
a crime
that
of passion you just described.
Right.
Who made that decision?
The jinn.
Well, look. The understanding is that as long as you remain away from those major sins and you repent for what you couldn't avoid or what you had to do, then we believe that Allah is most merciful. We don't believe in, just chastising for everything.
So,
Yeah, this ain't a Catholic God.
skirt! We got to put the brakes on for just a second for a word from our no sponsors.
I got $350 for my $500 EBT card.
Turn your unwanted or almost expired EBT into cold, hard cash from EBT for Cash.
I had no clue I could get cash from my EBT. I'll never eat cat food again.
With EBT, food stamps, and WIC at their highest value in decades,
Ballin'.
EBT for Cash is able to give you top dollar for your unwanted benefits.
Food stamps. Oh, it's on now.
And because we cut out the middleman, we keep 100% of the benefits right here in your neighborhood.
EBT for cash helped me get my weed. We look out for you.
Just call 1-555-EBT for Cash. That's 1-555-EBT for Cash. And ask Lamar for your free information packet.
All I did was call Lamar.
Once an agreement is reached, you will be paired with one of our amazing mobile multi-transaction specialists in your area.
You mean I can get paid selling my baby's baby formula?
You'll meet, make the transaction, and that's all. No lengthy introductions, no paper trail, just EBT for Cash.
You can't pay your rent with steak and lobster. EBT for cash hooked me up. Thanks, EBT for cash.
Just call 1-555-EBT for cash.
Hi, my name's Jason Ferrands. I'll be running for a seat this fall in your local state Congress Senate. I want to be your voice. I love America, and one of the greatest parts of this country is the ability for second chances. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I have a checkered past: marijuana possession, possession with intent to distribute heroin, cocaine, and meth. Well, I learned my lesson. I don't sell those anymore. I'm on step 3 of my 12-step recovery process. But I know I can do this. I know what the people of Burgess County need. You need somebody who can step up, somebody who can tell the big wigs in Washington, no more. That's right. My name's Jason Ferrands, and I'm looking for your vote. And if you vote for me, I put my right hand to God that I will receive no more public drunkenness charges. It's all about second chances, America. Do the right thing. Allow me to turn a 4-year sentence for domestic abuse into something beautiful. Service for you. My name's Jason Ferrands, and I approve this message. I have returned. I want to thank Michael for stepping in for me. What a fabulous job he did. Let us go back into the world of Rusty Shackelford. We find that Rusty has found his way to New Mexico. Simply delectable.
The Ballad of Rusty Shackelford, Chapter 4. The ambassador's suite was well furnished. It offered a visual feast. There were bright colors everywhere, from the candy apple red wallpaper to the green shag carpet. The crown molding was painted a bright gold which sparkled in any light that hit it. I had my own double bed with a glowing yellow comforter. There was a nice 27-inch TV in the armoire. They even had one of those plastic things on top of the TV that showed what porn movies they had available. I was in a classy joint. After looking through their list, I laid out my suitcase on the bed and unpacked. I began to look through the belongings I had brought with me. Blue jeans, t-shirts, shoes, and both sidearms with various holsters. Guns, check. Bottles of Jack Daniels, check. Bullets, check. Cantaloupe, check. Oh yeah. Yep, I was ready to see this thing through. I changed clothes after a hot shower. I needed a clear head. I put on my jeans and a black t-shirt. I laced up my boots and grabbed my cell phone from the stand next to the bed. I took my .40 caliber and stuck it in my shoulder holster. I put on my jacket and stepped into the cool Mexican evening air. My mind was moving in circles while I entered my rental car, a semi-new 1986 1.5-liter Dodge Colt. I opened the window as I drove, the whole time trying to decide where to begin. I finally decided on the Purple Nurple. That's where Kenny and I used to hang out. And that's where I heard he was still hanging out when I left New Mexico. The Purple Nurple was a large bar that looked like an old saloon, although it did have nice modern features like the pool tables and jukeboxes. It was still outdated. The security was okay, but when a real bad brawl broke out, even they would sit back and watch. The Nurple was located just across the street from a massive biker bar called the Titty Twister. Now nobody messed with the boys from there. They were in a league of their own. As I pulled up to the Nurple, I noticed there was a full moon overhead. I heard laughter and the occasional bottle breaking as I walked through the parking lot. My eyes were everywhere, watching every shadow. I really wish I hadn't seen those two fat people fucking in the front seat of that Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, girl, grab that ankle. Ew.
I pushed the door and walked in on one of the worst nights of my life.
We will return with Chapter 5. And I guarantee you, the death is coming soon. See you then.
Hello, I'm James E. Wicklebody, and this fall, I'll be running for your local state Congress Senate. You know, I didn't grow up too far away from Burgess County. I did my time and earned my stripes on the street in a small little slum they like to call Detroit. I even earned a catchy little nickname. All the guys would refer to me as Chomo.
Move it along. Keep it moving.
Yes, sir. As governor of Burgess County, I will invest in more elementary schools, playgrounds, and even cemeteries. The sexy children of this town are our future. If we invest in them, they will in turn invest in us. When I get your vote for sheriff of Burgess County, we are going to drain the kiddie pool of elected officials. We're going to fix the crime. We're going to fix the economy. We're going to drop the legal age of consent down to 12. We are going to make Burgess County small again. I know what it takes to be a good mayor. I'll no longer let these cruddy criminals molest our town anymore. Don't listen to a man like Jason Ferranz, who's a career criminal. Listen to me, a one-time offender. The government knows where I am 24/7. There's no reason that my constituents shouldn't. I'm James E. Wicklebody, and I approve this message.
Now back to the subject at hand, Muslims. And we lit. What's the exact deal? What's going on with the Muslims and the Jews?
It's a battle of land. It's been going on since the Crusades. It's evolved over the years to a religious battle. Some people.
What is the gripe? That's what I want to know. You're saying it's a land quarrel.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is what I found with immigrant Muslims. The strongest feelings they have against another religion or another race, it always comes from their experience in their homeland of extremes.
I don't know if I'm reading this properly. If I'm quoting the Quran, is there a book called Surah?
Well, a surah is a chapter of the Quran.
Why does Surah 23:5 allow men to have premarital sex with slave girls?
Oh, good question. That's a misunderstanding. The word there is probably referring to is like a right-hand possession of a slave girl. That's not actually giving permission to have sex or rape a slave girl. what that is giving permission to is to actually marry the slave girl. That verse is giving him permission to marry the slave girl and make her a wife. Islam, first of all, Islam is a very moral religion. Just the fact that it's saying that does not mean it's premarital or forceful. It actually means that you're making her a wife and giving her that honor. But of course, somebody who's not like a Muslim scholar or Muslim would read that like people do.
You hear it in a different way.
And say, oh man, this says you can rape women in Islam. And that's not the case at all.
Omar, I'm going to shoot this one to you first. And it's going to sound stupid. Are there Muslims against terrorism? Or, you know what I mean?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, big time. Who's going to give me the time of day to voice my opinion, speak out against it? Because realistically, yeah, there's a bombing, there's a shooting. Let's focus on the bad. Oh, this guy over here wants to talk some sense to the rest of the world and say, yeah, we stand against it. Okay, let's give him a 10-second clip on Facebook. But the news is more focused on the bad.
It's bad media. Bad publicity on Islam altogether. Just like a Christian doesn't feel like they have to say that they condemn what the KKK does. Not all Muslims feel like they have to say they condemn something that they didn't do or something that they don't represent.
Yeah. That ain't got shit to do with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's not what my religion's about. So.
Yeah. So if I feel like that's not what my religion's about, that don't have anything to do with me, then every time something happens, I don't feel like I should go out and have a press conference. When we do things like that and have a big press conference, it doesn't even make the news. Doesn't make the media. All of the Muslim scholars around the world got together and wrote a letter to ISIS telling them, look, you guys, what you're doing is wrong, and here's why. Listen, everything you're doing wrong, and stop your ways, because you're leaving what Islam stands for. That letter is freely accessible online.
All right, so let's talk headdresses. I know about a hijab.
The good model comes out in the fall. It's a
fashion show.
The
hijab. Explain what a hijab is, Omar.
Well, if you look on the runway, Fatima is sporting a new... Well, there's different types of hijabs.
Mia Khalifa is wearing 1985. No.
Oh, my God.
That's a Muslim name, right? All right.
Yeah, we won't claim her as much.
Are you kidding?
We can't.
Oh, yeah. She broke the first rule.
But, it's a protection thing, and not to say, getting on the bandwagon of, she asked for it kind of situation. It's more, it's protecting herself and her husband and everyone else.
What do you mean protecting? Okay, the hijab, that's what covers the hair? Or is that what covers the...
Well, actually, hijab and its...
Thank you, Ibn. I appreciate it. He's almost a Muslim.
No. I'm not making a correction. I'm just going deeper into like what a hijab is. The term hijab, it doesn't mean scarf. It means a partition.
Okay.
So the context, the way the word hijab is used in the Quran, it could be a wall. It could be a large sheet that you stand behind. So all
Trump's trying to do is build a hijab.
Well,
technically.
So also hijab can be your conduct.
Okay.
How you see, but over time it's used as the headscarf or covering. A woman's dress, a woman's covering, is her protection from harassment.
When you're dating as a Muslim, does she need to wear the hijab, through dating and everything? Because my question is, once you marry, are you ever like, damn, I wish I'd have seen under this first? You know what I mean? Is it ever a bait and switch situation?
Well,
and can you get an annulment at that point?
Well, you shouldn't marry without looking at her. And she shouldn't marry without, seeing what you look like.
All right.
Okay? It's suggested that if you're going to get married, you see what your wife looks like.
Absolutely.
There's supposed to be situations where it's like a controlled environment. Like you spend time with her and her family and all that, or she uncovers. But, outside in public, she's supposed to cover.
Right.
I know there's different, like ISIS and different types of, groups, but
ISIS is not Muslim.
They're not
ISIS is not Muslim.
No.
Okay, so we can clarify that right out the gate. I got two Muslims here right now, and they 50%, they both agree ISIS is not Muslim. Exactly. So America, deal with it.
We're gonna make Islam great again.
That's a bumper sticker, right?
It really is. What is the deal? What is going on? What is the infighting over there? And again, is it around the Muslim faith religion?
Well, the best I can do is explain it the way I understand it. Okay. It's kind of like when you have nepotism.
Yeah.
The difference between Sunni and Shia is who the Muslims felt should be the next leader after Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The Sunnis believe that the next leader should be someone who everybody understands is the best to lead, kind of like democracy. The Shiite believe that the one who should be the next leader is the closest family ties to the Prophet.
Oh, so and which side is that?
Shiite.
The Shiite. Okay, so the Shiite are basically England. They believe it should be a hierarchy,
through the bloodline.
Through your blood. Okay, and like you said, the Sunni believe it should be more as a democracy. The most qualified should lead.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
I've never had anybody explain it in a very cut and dry way like that.
So now, thousands of years later, it really shouldn't be a big deal. Because how would you track back, 1,400 years of bloodline?
They did it for Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm saying. Well, the proof is in the pudding.
Well,
Omar, what's with those little yarmulkes y'all wear?
Ours are a little bigger, and they're called a kufi.
That's awesome.
They're not
and they
kept
got
up
flair.
there with what is it, Velcro, or how does that tiny little saucer stay on the top of your head?
It's hairpins.
Hairpins.
There it is.
Aren't hairpins for ladies?
Yeah, and if it doesn't really work well if you're bald.
Now, can you explain this? What am I looking at? All right, Ibn just tossed me over, and I'm going to use a term from the military, his head covering here. Okay. So, explain this to me. He's got two of them. One looks like a toboggan, the other is like a small sailor cap.
It's a uniform.
I understand that completely.
It's a way that
excellent.
It's a way that you recognize as a Muslim.
Now, does it have to be plain, or can you go with flair? Are there?
Oh yeah, you can go with flair.
What are those called?
A kufi.
A kufi. Both of those are kufis.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what style. It's called a kufi.
Right.
I'll tell you what. You want to see flair in an Islamic garb? Go to like the Eid prayer. It's the celebration at the end of the holy month of Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
The Islamic calendar is a little shorter than the Gregorian calendar, so it moves.
So you telling me that it doesn't have 365 days?
It does not.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why Ramadan is.
We're living in 2017. Y'all living in 12.
It's gonna be.
We're like
it's 10 days
right now.
It's 10 days earlier every year.
Yeah.
Somebody like me, I honestly, truly enjoy other people's religions, other people's belief systems, other people's celebrations, ceremonies, things like that. Is the Muslim religion welcoming if I want to go and sit in the back and just observe?
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
something that is allowed?
Yeah.
You can't sit in the back with the women, though.
So
a couple things to make sure you know. As far as being respectful to the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, as a guy, if you're going to wear shorts, make sure they go below your knees. Don't wear anything with faces or images on it because it scares away the good jinn, the angels and all that.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to come.
Anytime.
Yeah, Fridays.
What does the Muslim religion think about marijuana?
I think in some sense,
because there are a lot of scientific advances in CBD oil that treats things like autism. Dr. Sanjay Gupta is one of the world's leading experts in medicinal marijuana.
No, he's a Muslim too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look, Muslims believe, I'm not going to speak for all, but every creation has a use for man.
Absolutely.
So, well, if scientists can figure out the good uses of marijuana, then that's good. Of course, I'm not promoting the abuse of anything, but if we figure out what it's good for and how it can be used to help mankind, then that's good. But unfortunately, what we do is abuse things.
Absolutely.
I'd be willing to believe, the poppies plant, where you make opium from.
Yeah.
In its moderation, it's a medicine. When it gets abused, it's another thing,
Yep. Now, you know what? It was Jerry's fault for going crazy on laudanum. Now everybody can't get laudanum like they used to. Thanks a lot, Jerry. Asshole. So then, what's the stance on alcohol?
Negative.
Same thing, or is it just no alcohol?
It's not supposed to have alcohol.
No,
because its sole purpose is for altering your state of mind.
There may be some good in alcohol, but it's more bad than good, so refrain from it. Prayer 5 times a day?
So 5 times a day, a Muslim is supposed to pray?
Yes.
Okay, you're supposed to kneel down on one of them little praying rugs? No, seriously.
It doesn't have to be on a prayer rug.
Okay.
But, it involves kneeling and prostrating.
What's the significance of the direction that your head needs to be in? Is there significance?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
Aim towards Mecca.
And Mecca is?
In Medina.
Well, Mecca is where the Kaaba is.
Now, how do you know which direction it is at all times?
We got maps. We got GPS.
Oh, really?
There's
even
prayer rugs that have a compass on there that points.
Yeah.
So what happens if you miss your mark?
Look,
then the prayer doesn't go through.
No, look.
Disconnected.
There's a verse in the Quran that says it doesn't matter which way you face.
Then why do you have to face a certain way?
Well, listen, it doesn't matter where you face, but it's your character that's more important.
If a Muslim's on the plane heading to South Africa at 12:01 a.m., what area? Where is he going to have? If somebody honestly wants to get clear, concise information, you know what I mean, where would you guys send them? For me, it's always personal. It's always to talk to somebody, because you can read things, you can watch things, but everybody interprets something differently. If you sit down and you speak with somebody, it's hard to misinterpret what they're saying directly to you.
I always ask Gibbon.
He's your go-to Muslim.
He's my go-to Muslim.
The name of this segment, right? Ask a Muslim.
Yep.
People are so afraid to do that.
Well, also, this day and age is so PC, you don't want to just speak up and say, hey, you Muslim, can I talk to you? It's more, hi, bye, carry on.
Is it a mosque you guys go to? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you can
Do you just Google mosques? And
you can go to a mosque. The weekly gatherings, like your Sunday service, is Fridays around noon.
It's a congregational prayer on Fridays.
Yeah.
But there's also times where you can come to the mosque. Like, for example, I just left mine. We have a Sunday afternoon.
You had to pray before you had to come here.
Well,
Lord, protect me from what I'm about to deal with.
He
asked me outside, what am I about to get myself into? I said, don't worry.
We all know Mike.
Okay.
We have something we call ta'aleem, which is like a learning session. And you can come to that, ask any questions.
Okay.
What you don't know is that they're going back to their schools being like, that's not what our religion is.
That may happen, but there's always that one kid that takes something away and thinks, they treated me nice, they smelled nice, they, everything was.
And there was no sodomy.
I didn't see any bombs.
For a long time, you can look at Muslim Spain. When Muslims ruled Spain for like 700 years, Muslims were there.
You mean to tell me they were Spanish Muslims?
I said Muslims ruled Spain for... a taco is nothing but...
Come on, bring it in.
It's really Muslim food.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
All right, bring it. What is it? Tell me this.
Taco by any other name is just as crunchy.
Well, look, if you come amongst Middle Eastern food, right? you'll be looking like, this is Mexican food. This is a soft taco. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I got something for you though, man.
Okay.
I got something for you.
All right, what you got? Let it be known, I was just handed a copy of El Quran. Oh, this is beautiful. Señor nuestro, a quien condesa al fuego de lo abras. I love it. I'm going to read certain passages in my Spanish announcer voice for the Ask a Muslim section. That's awesome. Evan, thank you.
You're welcome, man.
I appreciate that. I will absolutely keep that. That is awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Do not allow that to get on the floor.
I've actually wanted a copy of the Quran, if for nothing else, for me to read and broaden my intelligence. So thank you very much for that, Evan. I really appreciate that.
If you drip bacon grease on there, though, you're going to hell.
But this is El Quran. I can read it while eating chicharrón. That's awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming in. I want to thank, there's no way I can go through it without butchering your name, so I'm going to keep it short and simple. I'd like to thank Omar and Ibn. Thank you for coming, answering some questions. Hopefully this isn't the last Ask a Muslim segment. So, I mean, is there anything you guys want to say?
Yeah, we hope it's not the last one either. We are not bad people. There are bad people, but the religion isn't bad. And that's okay. We all get along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even this white guy can get along with you guys Muslims.
Exactly. There's a token for every group. And make Islam great again.
Yeah, I'm with that. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
Well, look, I appreciate you inviting us on the show. Like, I think that's what can make everything better. You know, just talking to people, asking them questions, and just being genuine about it. You know, I agree. That just make a better society, you know.
So we're going to take a quick break right now. I got to go take a piss. We'll be right back. Life is a continuous progress. We all grow, develop, and mature. As we continue to move on in life, we move from one stage in life to the next one. But what about the final stage? The one no one likes to discuss. Death. Hi. I'm Keith Maccabee, and I want to talk to you about death insurance.
With death insurance, I know that my wife would never know that I slept with her sister Sheila.
Unfortunately, it's true. We will all die. But what happens after? I'm not talking about the spiritual world. What legacy will you leave? Would you want your grandkids finding your hidden stash of gay porn? I wouldn't. Or how about the fact that you were a Nazi sympathizer? Not I. I want my secrets to stay buried with me, and now you can too. With death insurance, you simply authorize us as your next of kin, and upon notice of your death, a team of highly skilled individuals will gain access to your residence and perform a complete overhaul of your home, from deleting browser histories to destruction of porn and sex toys. Are you worried about that secret sex dungeon? Don't be. Our team can disassemble any and all types of dungeons. For just a small fee, we can even plant anything you can think of. Bibles, any deity, photos with famous people, fake awards. How would you like your family and loved ones to find out about you?
All that midget porn. Now he'll never find out I slept with his dad.
I was the second gunman on the grassy knoll.
My collection of butt plugs.
Killed me a Nazi. Now he'll never know the kids aren't his.
Spare them the indignity. Let us have it. Take control of your legacy. Take control of your death. Be remembered for how you want to be, not for who you were. Call 1-555-I-SEE-YOU-DIE. That's 1-555-I-SEE-YOU-DIE. Have a happy death. Well, that wraps it up for this episode, episode 4, Yamnation. I want to thank my guests, Dustin Hooven, Ibn Tamir Abdul Mutakabbir, and Omar Ali Elmokashfi. Really want to thank them for coming in, sitting down, putting up with my bullshit, and giving me some good answers. And if you want to reach out to me, you can email me at voiceoverbymichael@gmail.com. Search me on Facebook, Voiceover by Michael Rivera. If you got ideas, questions, comments, let me know. Where's Yamnation going next? Atheism? Christianity? The porn industry? Judaism? I have no clue. We'll both find out when I drop the teaser for episode 5, Yamnation, coming up.